Wednesday night midweek spiritual gathering focusing on the reading of the book called The Way of Mastery. The Way of Mastery is a channeled book from Jesus, and it contains in it very specific, easy to digest teachings on how to become a master of your thoughts, your experience, your emotions, your life, your reality, which is really what we're here for. And, you know, when we say mastery, we don't mean control. We don't mean forcing things to happen. So it's interesting. Mastery includes, excuse me, I got an itchy nose. Mastery is really about the mastery of balancing deep surrender with power, balancing letting go and trusting and letting God with making very intentional choices that continue to align you with your highest good, choices with how you speak, choices with who you relate to, choices around being as honest and authentic as you can at all times. So this book really supports us in doing that. And I'm really glad that you're here tonight, listening live, either in the Zoom room or on Facebook Live, or if you're listening to this later on. I welcome you to this conversation. I know that some part of you already knows that there's a mastery inside of you. That's what brought you here to this conversation. I know that that's something inside of you knows the way for you to get from where you are to this awakened experience of being a master of yourself and your world. So you're already pre-wired for it. So tonight is just here to become inspired, remember, do a few things that help us get reconnected. So thanks for being a part of it. We begin our gatherings each Wednesday night with just some centering, some meditation practice, which is so important for us. So please join me if you can in doing that. If you're seated and in a safe place, please join me in closing your eyes. If you're listening in while you're driving or walking or doing something else, then perhaps while you're staying very focused on your environment, you can just place your attention upon your breath and take some nice, slow, deep breaths with us, because that alone helps bring you into the present moment and connects you with the presence of the divine within. So we close our eyes. We begin taking nice, slow, deep breaths through our nose. Exhaling out of your mouth. Sitting a little taller, breathing in through your nose. Exhaling out of your mouth, blowing it out. And a third time, extending a little taller, breathing in through your nose. And exhale. And just continue to focus on the sensation of the breath coming in, circling at the down in the diaphragm stomach area and turning into an exhale. Let that focus help calm your mind and bring you into the present moment. Continue to focus on your breath for a few more moments, releasing any thoughts that pull you and distract you. I speak a blessing over this evening's gathering. So grateful that Spirit has brought us together, the perfect gathering of the right people. And I know that coming together tonight lifts us all so much higher than we could ever go alone. And I also know that the good news and the work that we do together tonight ripples out far beyond our circle and touches all of humanity, and anyone and everyone who is seeking the awakening that is offered here, they will be touched by our efforts and our time together tonight. I trust implicitly in the intelligence that is within the love that brings us together. And that love is beyond space and time. That love is throughout all space and time. That love is everywhere present. That love is activated here and felt halfway around the world. For truly, this love is one love, connects us all, breathes us all, lives us all. So I'm grateful to know this. I'm grateful to affirm this. We are blessed, we are guided, and so it is. Amen. All right. So I cannot find my little blue book anywhere. I might have left it at work. I have the big one. I don't know if anyone's got the big one. I also have the big one, but the page numbers are different. So I'm going to I've got two thoughts. One is to just focus on forgiveness work and really take a deep dive on that, maybe place the book aside. The other is to just find where we are and read. So I've come to you sloppily tonight, but open. So those of you who are with me in the Zoom room or in the Facebook Live group, kind of chat with me. Let me know what you want. Do you want to do some reading? Do you want to just do it some time of real practice, deep practice? What's moving you tonight? I'm going to take a poll, if I may. So if and Ryan, maybe you can watch the Facebook Live if anyone's responding there, and let us know. It says, Susan says, forgiveness practice, please. Anybody else? No book, go for it. All right, well, that's two that are willing to to surrender and take the ride with me. That's going to require more participation out of you people. So you can't remain quiet on me tonight. Forgiveness practice is fine. All right, cool. Thank you, Joan. Ginny's got her hand up. I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead, Ginny. What are you thinking?
Well, I have the big book. And last week, the big book, The Power of Forgiveness, page 31 was where you left off, if that's helpful.
The Power of Forgiveness.
Yeah, it's lesson 3.
Yeah, I'm on page 31. I can't find The Power of Forgiveness, though. What?
Well, it starts, therefore, when you wake each of your mornings.
Oh, at the very top.
Yeah.
Oh, I left
That's
off.
kind of where we left off. It was a little bit further down, I think.
Well, we could always start there.
So you got it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
Well, I think even with that help, I think I'm getting some responses like, just started reading this book. Very interesting so far. It's very interesting, JJ and Oscar. All right. So you know what? I'm going to just wing it, and we're going to do some forgiveness work. Not wing it, but forgiveness work is very important because, number one, that's the book we're on. This is the big book again. There's a small book, which I highly recommend, The Way of Mastery, book 1, The Way of the Heart. That's what we're studying. This is The Way of Mastery, and it has all 3 books inside of it, The Way of Heart, The Way of Transformation, and The Way of Knowing. So we are going to consciously all place our book aside, and we're going to have some important conversation and some important practice tonight. So let's just do that. Let's do that and be together, because And I'm going to start with this. And again, more interaction is welcome tonight by all means. Sharing in the Zoom room, sharing on Facebook Live. Share your thoughts, share your questions. Let's make this active. And I'll do a few practices tonight to get us activated. The reason this feels important to me, and it may feel important to you, is that the world seems absolutely crazy divided. There's so much pain rising up, and there's so much anger and lying and a complete inability to see the other side. Like there's so much posturing and positioning. It's in our politics, it's in our relationships, it's in the world. It's not just our politics, it's in politics around the world. There's war breaking out today in a very huge way. And there's just a lot of dramatic dividing and suffering. Now, this is where I think our opportunity comes, because forgiveness is the practice that can mend the divide. One of the things that the Course in Miracles says is that one of the holiest places in all of the universe is where a ancient hate becomes a present day forgiveness, something like that. An ancient hate becomes a present day love. An ancient hate becomes a present day love. And the way that an ancient hate becomes a present day love is through the practice of forgiveness. And, you know, there was a time for us when it was kind of awkwardly comfortable to maintain some annoyances. It was awkwardly comfortable to keep our judgments about certain people and certain ways that people behave, you know. And I don't know where you grew up, but where I grew up, my family sort of judged that family, or this piece of the family didn't like that piece of the family. Like there were little divides all around. I grew up in a Catholic neighborhood, went to a Catholic church, and I didn't really hear negativity around that thing, but there was an assumption that the Catholics were the right way to go, you know. So there's a lot of just divide, judge, keep a little pocket of discontent and frustration with other people, and don't do anything about it. Well, over 7 billion people making those choices along the way has caused our planet, our experience of humanity to be where it is today. And I'm not saying that we all take full and complete responsibility for it, but we can take full and complete responsibility for our part. And we can really be interested in the idea that the mighty forgiveness work that we could do here in our small little circle tonight could have an unbelievably profound impact on humanity, on our planet, on our choices. I mean, you know, wherever a small group of committed people gather, you know, profound transformation and things can happen. So that's really what I feel like tonight is about for me. And I thank you for being here, that we can really say yes to, you know what, we got about 45 more minutes to be together tonight. What if we use this time so intentionally, so powerfully, that that we're never the same and the world is never the same? Like, I really absolutely believe in that. So I'm going to toggle back and forth between some, and by the way, Ryan, I think we can run this through the hour with Facebook. Like, let's just go. Yeah, I don't think we need to cut off. But we're going to toggle back and forth from practices, conversation. We'll let spirit talk. We'll see where we go. But I'm going to start with the specific one, which is to do some mala work. And I'm going to grab mine. So forgive me for walking away. I'm just continuing to talk with you while I grab my malas. So right here. And I love using my malas to do my prayer work and to set intentions. Malas are prayer beads, or you know, they're very, I think, of Buddhists with malas. They're ancient Eastern practices, very similar to the rosary. You know, different, just prayer beads. And the cool thing about malas is that they're there's 108 beads on this mala. And it is said that there are 108 deceptions of the heart. It is also said that there are 108 joys of the heart. So each time you do a mantra using your malas, you're dissolving a deception and you're awakening a joy. Isn't that nice? Now, 108 sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's really not. We can get through it in a couple minutes. So we're going to start with the practice using this. And you can do this where you are. You can close your eyes. I'm going to count along my mala beads on this mantra. And you'll know very clearly when I'm ending, I'll make that very clear. But we are going to, our mantra tonight is going to be, I ask that forgiveness set me and the world free. Now let's do my brothers and sisters. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. That's a bit longer of a mantra, so it's going to take us a little bit longer, like 4 to 5 minutes to get through, but trust me, 4 to 5 minutes well spent, intentional focus and practice. So I'm going to use my malas. If you have some malas, grab them. It's fun to do. But again, if not, just close your eyes and just say this over and over and over with me. We're going to do this 108 times. I ask that forgiveness set me, my brothers and sisters free. Close your eyes with me if you can. And so we begin. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me and my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me, my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me, my brothers and sisters free. I ask that forgiveness set me, my brothers and my sisters free. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Be still for a few moments. Let yourself reverberate in that. Imagine that the mantra that we've been speaking is rippling out of us as vibrations, reaching out and traveling around the world. Imagine to be the gift we give tonight is simply asking that forgiveness set us free. Take another deep breath, opening your eyes whenever you're ready. So the cool thing about forgiveness, and many of you who know me know this practice because you might have heard me talk about it 12 times. But for those of you who don't, I want to do a little something around it, which is I have a very specific focus on forgiveness, which is to make it very easy for you. Number one, you ask. You ask that it be done. When Jesus was on the cross, the first words, he spoke 7 last words, 7 phrases. The first phrase that he spoke, the very first thing he said was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He called upon a higher power, called upon Father, love, cosmos, universe, flow through me and forgive them, for they know not what they do. He didn't say, I forgive you. He didn't place his human self in the seat of bestowing forgiveness, because your human self isn't designed to do that. It doesn't know how to do that. And truth be told, it won't do that, because the human self is incapable of not of knowing itself as one with everybody else. The human self is in a very different experience of existence. But the higher self, when you call upon your higher self to do the forgiveness work, you have activated something extremely, extremely powerful. So please take that with you. I ask that forgiveness set me and whoever free, my mother, my sister, my brother, my boss, my coworker, my daughter, my son, my neighbor. I ask that forgiveness set me and them free. You can ask and you can activate it inside yourself and inside your relationship. That's very important. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, I forgot to cover my bird Blue because she's talking her head off and she's interrupting me. So yet again, I'm going to walk away for 1 second while you just keep emanating out your forgiveness. She's right here. I just got to cover her up so she stops chatting. I'll be right back. Yeah, you're getting covered now. There you go, sweetheart. There you go. Okay, thank you again for waiting on that. She should calm down. So I'm going to toggle back to you and ask, are there any questions or thoughts around that experience of the mantra, doing that 108 times, or the idea of that really our part in the forgiveness equation is to just ask and be an open vessel for it. Any thoughts on that? Yeah, feel free to raise your hand if you're in the Zoom room, or feel free to write something in the chat box in Facebook, and hopefully you can pick that up, Brian. No questions or thoughts on that? All right, well, feel free. Oh, Eileen, awesome. Thanks for saving me, Eileen. Unmute yourself and share your thoughts.
Okay, so first I would say that, yes, we do need to call in, I need to call in the Holy Spirit to help me with forgiveness.
Yeah.
That when I try to do it on my own, I have all these thoughts that come in as to why I shouldn't, or what happened to me, or whatever. So being able to actually call in the Holy Spirit to help me with that and just say, you know, I just can't do this without you.
Yeah.
Is really, really helpful for me. And it takes me to a different place. I think this mantra, by saying this mantra over and over again, even my dog settled down with it. And I just, by saying it over and over, it just opens me up.
Yeah.
It opens me up. I feel open to that. Over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Eileen. I appreciate your thoughts on that. And yeah, you are totally right that our human self can't, and partnering with the Holy Spirit, it's just so simple to do. Now, there's a challenge that comes along with it for everybody, which is the next part, which is we have to really practice refraining from having the thoughts. We need to refrain from speaking the story. We have to refrain from thinking about it, which isn't as easy, but we can do that. That's the mind training. And whenever we find ourselves going down that rabbit hole of the story, we just move back to this mantra. I ask for forgiveness, set me free. I ask for forgiveness, set me free. And imagine that's just pulling you up, pulling you up, pulling you up. So cool. Thank you, Eileen. Anything else for you?
Nope, not yet. Keep going.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I got a couple more things to do. I learned a cool trick that I'm going to add, but I think we have Joan who'd like to speak. Can you grab that, Ryan? Go ahead, Joan. Oh, you need to unmute yourself. It's in the lower left corner, Joan. I think I might be able to help you. Where is she? Unmute. No. Yep. Okay. There you go. Hi, Joan.
Hi. I'm on an iPad and I can't find the microphone, so I'm not sure. Still not sure how to mute myself on the iPad.
I can hear you.
Okay. So my question is, doing the mantra. For me, it seemed fast that I wonder, does it matter? I mean, I didn't really feel like I was absorbing it. Like I was just focused on, can I get all the words in? Can I keep up with Mark?
I love that. So honest. Thank you.
Sorry, that's me. So I wonder, is it still working? It does seem like, it really seemed like it was rote and that I wasn't really absorbing it.
I just can't appreciate you enough for saying that. So a couple of things seriously for everyone, like, we all have our own rhythm. For some people, they really like to luxuriate, like they like to float down the river and take their time and really absorb the words and be with it. And that's beautiful. And if you're doing it on your own, and you have the time, definitely, let yourself be with, I was definitely, you're right. I was kind of tripping along to get through it for purposes of our time together, but also because I do it a lot, so I'm sort of in a faster pattern of it. But so that's my one response. Find your own rhythm. When you do it on your own, do it as long or quickly as you want. Now, does it work even if it's faster or it feels like it's rote? Here's my thoughts about that. If I go to the gym and I do my sit-ups, it doesn't matter if I'm feeling them, if I'm thinking other thoughts. The body absolutely will absorb the good from the sit-ups that I put into it or working out. You know what I mean? Like all I have to do is get my butt there, do the workout, and I will get the results. And there's sort of a way that I just show up, or if you're doing yoga, you just show up to the mat. It doesn't matter how you think. It doesn't matter if you feel depressed or happy. You do your practice and you get the results. I really believe that's the same for mantras. And you know what I mean? Like if we show up to the beads, if we just do our mantras, no matter how we're feeling, if we do them quickly or slowly, something about the practice and the deepening of the intention that happens over time.
Okay.
So does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. We'll do one more. We've got Sharon. Go ahead and raise your hand, Sharon. I'm sorry. I'll unmute yourself, Sharon.
Well, okay. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I just wanted to say that was very, very helpful because I felt a very strong release of, like, at first, actual forgivenesses to my actual brothers and sisters. And then it, got bigger and broader. And I realized that I've been holding, anger for, the country and the world. And,
Yes.
and so it enabled me to see that and then, pray for forgiveness. And, so it feels like a bit of a release, actually.
Yeah, indeed. It is.
Yes.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Good work, everybody. And I appreciate Sharon bringing up this thing about, let's see, who has a question? Annie has a question. She wrote in the comments. Let me see. Can't find that one, Ryan. I'm working on forgiving others, but what about asking others to forgive me, especially those from our past or those who have passed on, people who we can't call up and talk to personally ask them to forgive us? Such a good question. And here's why it's such a good question, because the other person forgiving us is not our business. I know that's hard to understand. We can hope for it. We can ask for it. But let me say it a different way. Our freedom is not contingent upon someone else granting us forgiveness. Please know that. If you're holding out on yourself, waiting for someone else to set you free, you're literally placing your life in their hands. And that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. You establish forgiveness for yourself. Whatever happened between you and the other person, if you genuinely can let yourself be forgiven with all the grace and compassion that you can muster up in your own soul, asking Spirit to please, please help you. However you can do that, get yourself to the other side of the bridge. I promise you that it will be the gift you give to this other person. And this other person may suddenly have a shift because of the work you've done, or they may be stuck in their own pattern and they may be using you as their excuse to not be free. They may be using that story and they may be using you as their excuse not to be happy or not to be successful or not to be powerful. They may really be wanting to cling to their victimhood life preserver. And that's just their choice. But here's the great news. If you forgive yourself, then it will be okay. You'll have compassion for them, even to the point you wouldn't say this to them, but it will feel like something like, you know what? It's okay if you use me until you're ready to become free. You can use me as your reason. It's okay. I forgive myself and I forgive you. That's how it works. And it's super important that you guys understand that. Cool? Super important. I found my mind drifting, same way it does in meditation. No problem, Gail. Totally cool if it wanders. The mantra does the work. That's the good news. You don't have to have yourself. If you just do the practice, again, your mind can wander the whole time you're doing sit-ups. Who cares? Your body gets the benefit, right? So that's the same way I like to think about mantras. Now, it feels deeper if your mind is focused. Make you find your rhythm. All that is true, but don't worry about it. Just do them. Here's your next cool exercise, my friends. This is focused on projection. Now, projection, we've talked about this here. Projection is what happens inside of you when you take a hurt or a belief or something about you that you don't like or you're unwilling to see, and you project it out of you onto the other person or the other situation, and then you think your problem's over there. That person is doing X, Y, and Z, and that's horrible. Now, see, the fact that you think it's horrible is the sign that it actually lives deeply inside of you. It's a disowned part. Now, the fact that it's disowned means you can't feel it. The fact that it's disowned means you're going to be the last person to go, oh my God, I didn't even know that was in me. It's shocking. I see people all the time getting upset at other people for the very thing they do, and they don't even see it. I do it too. I have no doubt that I do it. We all do it. Can you believe that person's so loud? I'm like, oh my God, you're so loud. Can you believe that person lies? Oh my God, you lie. Like, it's fascinating how it works, and I guess it doesn't, like, at the end of the day, like, whatever. That's what I think about it. Whatever. We all do it. I don't care if you disown murderous thoughts. I don't care if you disown lies. I don't care if you disown your sexual desires. I don't care. All it is pushing these parts out of you onto the world, and they have to come back for them to be forgiven and healed. So this is the point. So this practice is actually pulling your projections back to yourself. And you see, I did that with my hands. Pull. You pull the projections back. And it's very simple. You think of someone and you say 3 times, I pull my judgments back from so-and-so. I pull my judgments back from so-and-so. Now I'll just pick Patrick, my partner. Got plenty of judgments about him, of course, and my partner and my closest projection. So what I will do is I'll go, I pull my judgments from Patrick. I pull my judgments from Patrick. I pull my judgments from Patrick. And the things you're pulling them back to you, and they don't get stuck. Don't worry. They come to you and through you. They come to you and through you. They won't go away by being out there. They will only dissolve when they come back home. So I just love this simple practice. I do it pretty much every day in my morning practice. So think of someone, doesn't have to be a big deal. It can just be someone light, someone that, you just sort of have a little judgment about, just someone you go, oh, I'm projecting onto them. I'm judging them for this. Now, so you splatted on them. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that splat back. because it's the only way it's going to heal. Okay. So I'm going to do again, I'll focus on my mother. I'll do that. I'll pull my judgments off my mother. You pick someone in your mind, and hopefully you can do this and say it out loud with me. We're going to do it 3 times. Ready? I pull my judgments from my mother. I pull my judgments from my mother. I pull my judgments from my mother. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Think of somebody else. Anybody, you're by yourself, just let someone who you're judging, let's all do one together. Wow, crazy. Let's do Donald Trump. I don't care if you like him or don't like him. You got some judgments about him. Everybody's got some judgment about this unbelievable power being that is like in the world for some dramatic shifting reason. Like it's amazing. So let's all pull our judgments back off of Donald Trump. So just I pull my judgments from Donald Trump. Ready? Do it with me, no cheating. I pull my judgments from Donald Trump. I pull my judgments from Donald Trump. I pull my judgments from Donald Trump. Let's do that one more time. 3 more. That one deserves another round. I pull my judgments from Donald Trump. I pull my judgments from Donald Trump. I pull my judgments from Donald Trump. Take a deep breath. Just imagine that coming back to you and through you, setting him free, setting you free, or whoever free. I'm going to do one more, and this is for yourself, which makes total sense and a very important one to do. So I pull my judgments from myself. So it works exactly the same way because you're projecting onto yourself things that keep you stuck that need to be released. And when those projections are released, they can be forgiven and gone. All right, so let's do 3 for ourselves. I pull my judgments from myself. I pull my judgments from myself. I pull my judgments from myself. Another round on that. I pull my judgments from myself. I pull my judgments from myself. I pull my judgments from myself. Take a deep breath. Good. That's a very super simple practice. I like it. It's got some physical movement in it. And for me, it really gets myself back here to me instead of out there on top of some person or situation. It gets it back here where it belongs. So curious if there's any thoughts around that experience or any questions around that very simple healing practice. Anyone have a thought or a question about that? Christine, go ahead. You can unmute yourself. Christine.
Hi, Rev Mark. Can you hear me today?
I can. Hi, Christine.
I'm so happy. Usually we have a problem.
Yes.
I just want to say that this practice was absolutely amazing. Amazing. I have been reading on in the book a little bit about projection, and I really am beginning to get it. Gee whiz. And I actually sent you an email today that says this is turning out to be a full-time job. It's just wild. And everything about it. I'm just learning so much. Some days I feel kind of blah and a little bit low, a little bit down, because I guess that's a part of the healing. But I also, I've been married a couple of times, secret, and now I'm actually saying about, instead of condemning my dear ex-husbands, I realized that I invited them in. I totally did.
Yeah.
According to my own projection, we just happen to be vibrating at the same frequency. Bless their hearts, and so it's become really easy. It has just made things so much simpler and so much sweeter. And so much, oh my gosh, my heart is so much more open. Much more open.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you a question, Christine, and it's kind of a little silly, but it's also kind of important. When you got married to your husband, one or two, or however that was, did anyone force you down the aisle or make you marry them?
No, of course not.
You chose them.
I was so in love 3 times.
Yeah. You chose them. And isn't that beautiful to accept? You chose them. They chose you. It's fine. It's
yeah. My gosh, it's just so freeing. It really is. It really is.
Yes.
Really
thank you, Christine. I really appreciate you being here, and thank you for sharing that. That's really sweet.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So Wendy says, I love that exercise. Could feel the release. Good. Thanks. Someone says amazing. This is great, Rev. Cool. Awesome. And then we've got someone, when saying or thinking anything about another person that could be negative or judgmental, I simply add 2 words to whatever I'm saying, thinking like me. This stops the pattern right away. That's really good. That takes some real commitment and courage to be able to, sorry, I'm going to do this. There we go. Really takes some courage and some willingness to be able to do, they're really stupid, like me. They're really whatever, like me. I love that. That's another way. And look, you guys, we're not looking to blame ourselves, not to make them wrong or ourselves wrong. We're just looking to get ourselves back to ourselves and reconnected to ourselves. That's the key, right? Then we can move into the, I ask that forgiveness set me free. And then it can just be all right here. If I pull the projection back and it's right here, then that person, my brother or sister, they're done. I'm done using them. I'm done using them. I took the projection back, so they're innocent. Now I can just, I ask for forgiveness, set me free. I ask that this projection, this part of me be healed and transformed by the Holy Spirit. Like Reverend Eileen mentioned earlier, I need the Holy Spirit to do this. And if I can ask and activate it, that's when it really works. So that completes, we're coming to the end real quickly with just a few simple practices that I gave you tonight. So let me recap. 1, ask. I ask that forgiveness set me free. That's your part in the forgiveness equation. And that you refrain from thinking and talking about them as best you can. Don't make yourself wrong. Thoughts move fast, so you can't catch them all. But when you do, just take a breath, love yourself, activate forgiveness. That's all you got to do. Remember that the practice, the malas, just I ask for forgiveness, set me free, doing that 108 times at your rhythm, whatever that is. Play some beautiful music in the background. You can dance it. You can sit in your meditation chair, whatever. Just activate it. Remember, what I love about the malas is the 108 has an ancient reason to it. That's just kind of cool to me, but not necessary. Your willingness to do it is all the spirit needs. And then finally, this idea of pulling projection, getting it. There's a simple practice of recognizing it as projection. How do you know it's projection? By judging someone else. And then the action of pulling it back to you, just setting them free, getting it back to yourself, and it will not stick. It will come back, and then it will dissolve. You can forgive it. You can imagine it flowing right out your back, whatever works for you. So those are our practices for tonight. And I think it's super awesome. So we've got 1, ask. 2, activate your forgiveness free practice. Your mouth be good. Thank you, man. Thank you, Ryan. You're awesome on that. So that's bring us to a close. I'm going to do a prayer of forgiveness for us and for the world and for all of this. But is there any final thoughts, questions, or comments anyone would like to make? A testimony, something you've heard, or something that went, ooh, light bulb went off. Anyone available to share?
There we go. I'll raise hand. Can you hear me, Mark? It's Joan.
Yeah, hi, Joan.
Hi. Just a quick comment. The prayer we did last week, the Hawaiian one, however you say it.
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, that one. I really liked what you did with it, adding those words after the set phrases, because I had learned that years ago, but never really found it meaningful, because that, again, just seemed really rote. And I would say it, but it didn't really have an effect. But I tried doing it with, like, I'm sorry for my part in, and please forgive me for, etc. And it made such a difference. So I just want to let you know that I like that so much.
Cool. Thank you, Joan. I appreciate that. Jenny, I think you're unmuted. Did you want to share a thought?
Yeah, just a really quick thing that hit me when you were talking about pulling the forgiveness.
The judgment, the projection.
The judgment. I have a rower.
Yeah.
So it's pull and pull. You know, you go to the gym, you can do that in your head when you're rowing.
Oh, there you go. Multitask.
Exactly.
That's true. And I don't like doing the rower, but when I do it now, I will actually be doing that. That's really good.
There's a double point to it. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was great. Thank you for that. That was really useful for me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, everyone, for your sharing tonight. I really appreciate it. It's fascinating, man. This was like the fastest hour that I think we've ever had together. So it's really cool. And again, like, please all join me in appreciating Brian. He's in Dallas, and he comes here every week and supports us in the background so we can have this gathering. And I don't have to do about the tech or things like that. He wrote, hey, hey, hey. I just love the dude, and we're grateful. So thank you, Ryan. We all appreciate you helping us be here together. So with that appreciation, please join me if you can in closing your eyes. As I turn my palms up on my lap, as I lift my chin up, opening my heart chakra in my throat, lifting my eyes up into the consciousness of oneness, my inner eye, up in the consciousness of oneness, I just let Spirit speak this prayer through me as I listen and repeat. I literally, you guys, I hear a prayer in the middle of my gut, and I repeat what I hear. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So you know my little secret, like there's something in me that prays, and I'm the repeater, the parrot for it. And so I'll listen and we begin. And so we begin with enormous, enormous gratitude. Enormous gratitude. Words cannot convey the gratitude that is felt in the universe for this gathering tonight, for a small group of people that have come together committed to let forgiveness set them free. We assure you, we assure you, we assure you that the work you have done tonight will ring throughout all the universe, throughout all space and time, forevermore. There is no limit or no end to the forgiveness bell that you have rung tonight. This forgiveness bell is rung for you. There is no internal limit to how deep it will go. For as vast as the universe is out there, the universe is just as vast, and we dare say more vast, inside you. Like, you cannot comprehend how vast your inner reality is. And you are assured that your forgiveness is rippling inward and outward simultaneously, setting you free, dissolving patterns, this lifetime, past lifetime, all lifetimes, simultaneously in the present moment. Take a deep breath. Please take a moment and recognize your contribution to freedom. There are people on the call that are unwilling to really allow themselves to realize the profound voice that they have inside the one. We're not calling out individuals per se, but there are those who are here that we invite to take an even deeper breath and just say, I have made a difference tonight. We have all made a difference tonight. And that really must be honored and is being honored. And the benefits and the ricochet and the ripple effects that are coming back to you are beautiful. So the request and the prayer is to allow and receive the blessings. Please, 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 3 times, please, do not block your blessings. Do not block the good that will come to you in the next 24 hours. We invite you to please say yes. Say yes to whatever comes your way, to an opening of a door, to a helping hand, to someone buying you something, to buying you lunch. Please, in the next 24 to 48 hours, allow yourself to receive, because you won't be receiving a lunch. You won't be receiving the opening of a door. You will be receiving love back to you from the universe. It is time for you to begin interpreting all gifts that come your way as love for you and in support of you. So that is the prayer. Welcome and allow the many blessings that are being showered upon you starting tonight. Again, for the next 48 hours, open and receive, open and receive, open and receive. And please believe and the power of forgiveness, please believe that the projections you have pulled have been come back to you and are being dissolved. Please believe the innocence of your brothers and sisters. And please believe that mastery is yours. It is yours. And you've actually taken quite a quantum leap tonight in the discovery and the awakening of that. Grateful for the fulfillment of the prayer, the blessings, and the words spoken here. And so it is. Amen. Amen. All right, man. Thank you, everybody. Peace and love.